Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to spend a fair amount of time in this video highlighting that tons of chart analysts believe that the best part of the market cycle, the most fun part, it is yet ahead. And frankly, you could look at this positively or negatively, but that does mean there's not much time left in this cycle, if correct, and it probably is. But on the bright side, that's where so many people listening right now will have their opportunity for life-changing wealth. So, pros and cons, pros and cons. And then the good news is, even once this is done, yeah, we'll enter a bear market. We'll slowly get there. Doesn't mean everything's going to fall off a cliff literally the next day after the peak is hit. But eventually we will be into the depths of a dirty, smelly bear market. But we get to do it all over again. We get to position ourselves and spend a couple years accumulating. And I'm going to do that. This is too fun and too life-changing to not continue to take advantage of this asset class, because crypto, if you look a decade out from now, you'll see that the crypto asset class is going to substantially outperform the stock market. That's for damn sure. So it's coming. So I got a question for you XRP holders out there. Are you ready for the moon? I am. Been waiting 7 years, folks. Oh, it's here. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Did you know that about a week ago we hit a kind of a pretty cool milestone here? 6 million XRP wallets in existence. I missed this one. Maybe it wasn't heavily discussed. I didn't see a bunch of headlines about it. I didn't see it broadly discussed in the community. But yeah, we hit it. I believe it was the 22nd. Let me check. I'm on the XRP Rich List website, and they track it here. But just happened. And yeah, it looks like it was... Oh, the 20th maybe. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it happened... Or it could have been the night... No, it had to... Nope, it was the 20th. Yeah, so we broke 6 million wallets on January 20th. It's just amazing to see. Like, when I jumped into crypto in November 2017, there were less than 700,000 wallets. But to show you how quickly things can change, like there was like a few 100,000 more by the time the market cycle had peaked and it was over. So things happen very quickly here. But that's also, I think, like you're going to see some major bursts to the upside. Like we are not done here. And actually, to kind of drive that point home, let me share with you this. This is XRP scan. And you can see in the middle chart here, it's the number of new accounts activated on the XRP ledger. And if you look to December 2nd, that was the day that XRP hit its local high, and then we consolidated for the next month and a half effectively before finally hitting the new all-time high. But we had on that day, December 2nd, 30,641 new XRP accounts created. But then if you look at the day XRP hit its new all-time high for the first time in over 7 years, that was January 16th this year. And we only had 15,112 accounts. So big day. We were celebrating. We were paying attention. We were excited. But does that seem like the level of new accounts that you'd expect at the end of a market cycle? Because I don't think so at all. I absolutely do not think so. Just wait here. I think the best is going to be yet ahead. But it's so cool because on any given day last year, before things started blowing up in November, for most any given day throughout 2024, you'd have about 1,000 new accounts created. Could be less, could be more, but by a little bit. But now, you're still looking at what's the new normal here, like closer to 6,000 or 7,000 new accounts in a day. Because even as the market's been moving sideways for much of like the last, especially like week or so, XRP, you're still seeing close to what 7,500 new accounts a day. Here's 8,500, close to 10,000. If that's the new norm, at least for the remainder of this bull cycle, that's freaking incredible. But it's not the... I have a suspicion. I have a strong suspicion that when the peak actually happens, you're going to have individual days that are substantially higher than 30,000 new accounts in a single day. And by the way, that's the all-time high new accounts in a day, December 2nd. That's the all-time high for new accounts. But you would think that the number of new accounts, that wherever it peaks the cycle, it should be closer to when XRP is hitting its cycle peak, wouldn't you think? That's how it's been in the past. So I don't know if that means we're going to see like 50, 60, 70,000 new accounts on some individual days, but if that happens, I won't be surprised. Here's a post from chart analyst on-chain. Well, actually, they do on-chain analysis, not as much the chart stuff, day-to-day stuff, but fantastic firm here. They're great with all the on-chain stuff. Been following them for a long time. And so here they're talking a bit about XRP. They wrote, since its dip 3 days ago, XRP's market cap has quickly rebounded 13.4%. 4.34 million non-empty wallets currently hold less than 100 XRP, currently $313 or less. This is approximately 71.5% of the 6.07 million total non-empty wallets currently sitting on the XRP ledger. Okay, now somebody had a question about that, though. Somebody wrote to them and said, is this traditionally a top signal or has to be viewed in context with other data? And Santiment did respond. They said, great question. Typically, when small traders are rapidly pouring into an asset that has already outperformed 98% of altcoins, it's a sign of FOMO and caution. However, with the pumps related to XRP's bullish real-world events, this particular rise is arguably fairly valued. Yeah, so that's a smart take, and actually it was a fair enough question too, I think. But I'll just say this, because basically he wants to know, is it too late? Are we at the top? And it's hard to fathom that would be the case, honestly. I mean, you'd have to tell me that XRP, which just went through the longest consolidation period of any crypto in the history of this entire asset class, XRP just did that. Almost 7 years, symmetrical triangle just broke out. You're telling me it did that only to get back to its all-time high, hit barely a new all-time high, like barely hit that, and then that was it, and we just see in a few years, and maybe it happened, maybe it goes a little higher after that. Like, are you kidding me? That doesn't compute. And then if you look at it in the context of everything else that's happening in terms of what would be top signals for the entire asset class, we're not there yet. We need to see Bitcoin dominance fall off a freaking cliff, because that's what happens. Bitcoin dominance goes down, altcoin dominance goes up. That means money's rotating in alts, including XRP, and there are other things. And that's also why I was highlighting in terms of the new accounts here. Like, clearly, like, we're just not there yet, folks. We'll get there, but we're not there yet. That's why I keep saying the best is yet ahead. I don't think we have that much time left. But in terms of percentage gains, we've got a lot ahead. The best is yet ahead. I believe that's most probable. Here's a post from Charting Guy. He said, still confused why people are bearish on alts and saying no alt season. Everything is literally backtesting support after the recent crazy rally just like last year. That makes sense to me. And then he also shared this. This is the total 3 chart, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. And he wrote, posted about this bull pennant a few weeks ago. Glad to see the backtest held. Here's the fractal from the last one overlaid onto today. Coincidentally, lines up with all my other fractals timing and main targets on this next leg up. So this is every altcoin. The only coins not on here would be Bitcoin and ETH. And you're talking about if it extends to that fractal, my God. I mean, you're talking about doubling just the alts just on over that time period. Now, that doesn't mean that every alt only increases by 2, because at any given moment, there's only a handful of altcoins popping off. So you're going to have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever, that type of multiplier effect, like a 30x increase in short order. Like, you'll see that on some coins. That will happen. And so for those coins, way, way, way up, that's way more than double, right? And so if you see a peak even that's double this, that means that individual coins are seeing way higher than that. And then those profits are taken out, and then they go into other coins that haven't popped. Rinse and repeat. That is what happens. That's the nature of alt season. That is what is ahead of us here. Here's a post from chart analyst Tony Severino. It's a Bitcoin USD chart, and he said the strongest phase of the final move up could be starting in Bitcoin. So I just wanted to highlight this just to note this is the sentiment that I continue to see. And if you look at this compared to what he's noting chart-wise in terms of the formation from a year ago, he's just saying, obviously, you can have a little bit of a consolidation. It doesn't mean the end of the world. Of course, people freak out when this happens, but then you ultimately do see a move to the upside. Like, things don't stay static forever. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael, another analyst here who accurately called the breakout for XRP, by the way, which happened in November. Says, all Bitcoin has to do is break this trend line to start the next leg up for the entire market. It has been tested 10 times this month already, but whale sell orders have been strong. It should get weaker with each tap. If we test again, it should break. So we obviously also think that it's just a matter of time. He also shared this post, and this resonated with me. I was like, yep. He wrote, most panics sold their alts this week. They fell for the pre-alt season bear trap and capitulated directly into the hands of whales. they will FOMO back in much higher during the incoming parabolic rally. That's right. And on the whole, humans never learn this. Individual humans can learn this, but on the whole, people going to people, man. They just are. And there's always new people that have to learn the stuff that the people before them learned. That's always how this goes. And so, of course, prices start to go down. Even more people get afraid, and they capitulate, and they panic sell. And who's there to swoop in for the kill? It's the splishy, splashy whales getting aquatic AF, purchasing the fear of the typical little lemming retailers out there, just selling their fear. That's absolutely what they're doing. And you got to always wonder, if you're selling, who's on the other side of that transaction? In this case, it's the rich people. It's the rich institutions out there. They're snatching up your fear on the cheap. That's exactly what has happened. Whales don't get wrong-footed. Here's a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. Crypto total market cap excluding the top 10 coins by market cap. And he simply wrote, "Get ready for alts, FOMO, that's coming. Everything is aligning. Hashtag alt season." And so just pointing out, this is what's broadly... The people that have been in crypto for more than 5 seconds, they all agree this is what's going to happen. They may disagree on some of the specifics, but is it just over? The market is top? No, that is not the case. Here's a post from chart analyst Mustache. Hashtag altcoins. Weeks of sideways movement soon to end. Next phase, alt season. Or is this time different? This time is not different. Those are famous last words. And you can look at the comparisons. I mean, it's pretty similar from cycle to cycle. I always highlight stuff like this for good reason. Here's a post from chart analyst Jelly. Hashtag altcoins broke the downtrend line and retested it. Now bouncing with all-time highs very, very close. Matter of time until Total 3 enters price discovery. Should be fun. Yeah, exactly. And so Total 3, of course, is the entire crypto asset class except for Bitcoin and ETH. So it broke out of the trend line, went back for a back test. Next, yeah, all-time high. And so this is what I keep seeing, and even Cointelegraph, like you keep seeing positive headlines here from Cointelegraph, like, and they crap on XRP almost exclusively, or at least they have for the last 10 years. Here's the headline: XRP's 50% rally outperforms crypto market in January. Is $4 the next stop? Even Cointelegraph acknowledging, that might be afoot. You'll love to see it. So again, are you ready for the moon? I gotta ask you. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.